Hello YouTube, my name is Siddhant and welcome to my channel As We Says. So since we know that we are continuing the playlist of light chapter, we have already discussed about the introduction part along with some of the technical terms, that means the physical terms with related to mirror, and along with that we completed the image formation rule, right? So today we are going to apply those rules and we are going to prove that in the case of concave and convex mirror. I hope you are going to like this video and of course understand about the concept even better. Clear? So without wasting any time, let's begin. I'm trying to complete within 10 to 15 minutes with some magics of this particular segment. Clear? So let's say this is our concave mirror. Clear? So here this is the principal axis, this is my pole, this is my focus, this will be center of curvature. The first case, the object should be at infinity. If I keep the object is at infinity, where will be the image? What will be the size and what will be its nature? Clear? So let's keep the object at infinity. So applying the rule, remember the rules, parallel to principal axis, they will meet at focus. If you pass through focus, it will parallel to principal axis. If you pass through center of curvature, it will return through center of curvature. If you pass through pole, it will obliquely pass through also pole. Clear? This point. Okay. Okay. I hope this is clear. Okay. So the first rule says that. So the first rule says that parallel to principal axis, if you go through any ray, then it will pass through focus. I'm applying these two rules. Parallel to principal axis, then it will pass through the focus. Clear? Again, from this side also, if you parallel to principal axis, it will go towards the focus. So the image will form at the focus. Okay, and the size will be highly diminished, means point sized, and the nature is real and inverted. I hope you understood. Clear about this point? Okay. So the first case we have completed. When the object is at infinity, the image is at focus, size is highly diminished because it looks to be a point sized, and the nature is real and inverted. Clear? If you opposite of this particular condition or try to reverse this case, that means this case we are going to obtain. When the object will be at focus, image will be at infinity. So here it is highly diminished and here it will be highly enlarged. This is the trick I was talking about, highly enlarged. And the nature will be real and inverted. So let's do the diagram at here. Clear? Pole, focus, center of curvature. I am keeping the object upright at focus, applying the rule parallel to principal axis, pass through focus. Clear? If you pass through pole, then it will goes obliquely also from pole. Clear? So here the basically differences you are going to understand the two rules how we can apply. Clear? If you are keeping the object is a focus and parallel to principal axis, it will pass through the focus. Pass through the pole, obliquely goes from the pole. Clear? You can apply these two also, either one. So here we cannot see that the image will be formed at which particular place. So to make ensure that, we have to think that image will be formed at infinity. That means it will be formed at infinity. So two cases I have completed. The third one, beyond C. Clear? B, F, C. So I'm keeping the object beyond C. Parallel to principal axis, pass through focus. If you pass through the focus, then it will parallel to principal axis. Clear? And here the image has been arrived. Clear? Got it? So image is formed between C and F. So if you keep the object beyond C, image is formed between C and F. If you just compare this size of object and size of image, the size of image looks to be small, means diminished, and it will be real and inverted. Clear? If you make it reverse, if you keep the object between C and F, the image will form beyond C. Clear? Since it is diminished, it must be enlarged, and it is real and inverted. Let's do the diagram. I am keeping the object between C and F. Let's say here. Okay, parallel to principal axis, pass through focus. If you pass through the focus, clear, then it will parallel to principal axis. So since scale is not here, I am trying to managing the diagram. Okay, you can do with the compass. So the image has been formed in the real inverted way beyond C, clear, and enlarged, real and inverted. Now coming to at C, clear, P, F, C, parallel to principal axis, pass through focus, clear. If you pass through the focus, then it will parallel to principal axis, and the image exactly it will form at the position of C. So if you keep the object is at C, the image will be also at C. So that's why there will be no change in the size. So that's why it will remain the same size, clear, and it will reveal and inverted, clear. Image is also at C. So 5 cases we have completed. If you keep the object is at infinity, image will be at focus. If you keep the object at focus, image will be at infinity. Since the image is at focus, it is highly diminished. If image will be at infinity, highly enlarged, clear. Beyond C, it is the opposite of C and F, and at C means at C. And the last case of concave mirror between the pole and focus, this is the important one, highly essential. So I'm taking the diagram, clear, pole, focus, center of curvature. Keep the object between pole and focus, parallel to principal axis, pass through focus. If you pass through the pole, it will obliquely goes through the pole. So we cannot say that they will meet at infinity as like this wala case. That means the focus wala case. So here we have to assume that they have already met before they are passing through. So we are going to talk about the apparent image. Apparent means the virtual image, which is formed behind the mirror and looks to be enlarged as compared to the object, and looks to be virtual, not like the others, real and inverted, clear. So that's why the highly essential case, basically, if you keep the object between focus and pole, the image is formed behind the mirror, and the apparent image shows that it is virtual and erect. So it is behind the mirror, it is enlarged and virtual and erect, clear. Now coming to convex mirror, 2 cases. This is very easy as compared to concave mirror. Okay, only 2 cases are there. If you keep the object at infinity, another one between infinity and pole of the mirror. Okay, let's see. So this is my convex mirror and pole, focus, center of curvature. If I keep the object at infinity, okay, let's say here is the object. Applying, whenever the object is at infinity, apply this rule, and this only rule is enough, parallel to principal axis. So I'm applying the rule, parallel to principal axis. So since the nature of the mirror is diverging, So it cannot pass through this way, so it will diverge. But it will diverge with respect to whom? With respect to focus. Clear about this point? If you pass from this side parallel to principal axis, it will also diverge with respect to focus. So here, if you are passing any ray of light parallel to principal axis from infinity, the image will be at focus. Image will be at focus means it is highly diminished. Highly diminished, and the nature will be virtual and erect. Why? Because the image is formed behind the mirror, means on the opposite side of the mirror. Another case, and this is the only case, second case, PFC. I'm keeping the object at some certain distance, means at some known distance or finite distance between infinity and pole. Let's say I'm keeping the object is at here. Applying the rule parallel to principal axis, it will diverge through focus, right? Good. Now I'm applying this rule, pass through the pole. Clear? So let's say I'm passing the ray of light through pole. It will goes obliquely through pole, but I have to assume that it has been already coming from behind the mirror. So here you can see that one intersection point, and this intersection point will be the image. Clear about this point? So now this time the image is formed between P and F. In the earlier case, the image exactly formed at F. Right now between P and F. I hope this is clear. So this time the image is formed between P and F. It is not highly diminished, it is simply diminished, and again virtual and erect. I hope this is clear. So let's recall all these things what we have gone through right now. Clear? So if you keep the object of concave mirror at infinity, image will be at focus. Highly diminished, real inverted. If you keep the object beyond C, between the image will be found between C and F. It will be diminished, real and inverted. If you keep the object at C, the image also will be at C, and the size will be same size, real inverted. If you keep the object between C and F, the image at beyond C, size will be enlarged, real and inverted. At F, the image will be at infinity, it is highly enlarged or highly magnified, real and inverted. And last case, highly essential, if you keep the object between P and F, it will be behind the mirror, enlarged and virtually erect. Let me tell you, dear student, out of 6 cases, the 5 cases of concave mirror is real and inverted. Only one case, that is between P and F, that is virtual and erect. Clear? And for the convex mirror, one is at infinity, another one some certain distance, that means between infinity and pole. Clear? The trick says that if you keep the mirror like this, let's say concave mirror, PFC. Clear? So first condition is infinity. Clear? Second condition is beyond C. Third condition is at C. Fourth condition is between C and F. Fifth condition is exactly F. Sixth condition is between F and P. Clear? So who are interlinked at here? 1 interlinked to 5. Remember like that. Okay? And 2 interlinked to 4. Clear? And 3 interlinked to itself 3. And the special case is your 6. This is your special case. Clear? If you keep the object at 1, image will be at 5. If it will 5, image will be at 1. So that you can easily remember the trick. And for convex mirror, there are only 2, only infinity and between pole and infinity. I hope you like this video and understood the whole scenario, how to obtain the image. So you can take the compass, pencil, scale, everything for this diagram, so that you can clearly understand about the concept behind this. I hope you like this video. So by the next class, I am going to prepare the sign convention and how to make object distance negative or image distance positive or negative, so on like that. And we also discuss about the mirror formula. I hope you like this video. Thank you for today's class.